And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, May 28th edition. Hope everybody had a good Thursday. I know Chris Bassett did. Number one pitcher on the slate for this podcast went to Pound Town on Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Some offense was good. Some offense was bad overall. Pretty good slate. I know the day slate did well as well in the Fantasy DJ and Slack chats. So come check out all the goodies there. It's a free. Just come ask, and I'll get you in on that one. And you can ask me on Twitter at BDintric. I'll help you out, get you that direction. Also, if you want to check out Benched with Bubba, if you're in a season-long fantasy baseball, go check that out. Just recorded a podcast on Thursday with Mike Carter, Fantrax and SP Streamer and Roto Fanatic. So come check that out. But also always 2 podcasts a week for Benched with Bubba. Got many other things. Always Pressing PGA DFS podcast, written content at rotoballer.com, and much, much more. So come check it all out. And if you give the podcast a rating and review on iTunes, I would truly appreciate it. It would help the podcast out quite a bit. But let's get at it. 12-game slate on your Friday, as we have some teams that are off. We have a Wrigley game, all the fun stuff. But more importantly, watch the weather on this day, as Toronto, Cleveland, wind blowing in from right about 20 miles an hour, but 50% chances of rain. Milwaukee, Washington, 70% chances of rain. Milwaukee and the Mets, 90% chances of rain. Yankees, Tigers, 40% chances of rain. Lots of wind in that one too, blowing out to right field. Miami, Boston starts out rather dry. Rain picks up as the night goes on. Baltimore and the Chicago White Sox, 70% chances of rain. So central north part of the USA all the way to the northeast. That's where your rain is situated on this slate. So keep an eye on all that stuff throughout the day, and hopefully it is in our favor. But let's talk pitching on this slate. We kick it off with the one and only Garrett Cole, $11,200 at the Detroit Tigers. I could go on a long diatribe here, but just play Garrett Cole if it doesn't rain. He struck out 12 Tigers in 6 innings when he faced them last time. The dude is just an absolute machine. So, play Garrett Cole at 11-2. Top pitcher on the slate. Maybe not price per dollar, not Chris Bassett style, but the top overall pitcher on the slate is Garrett Cole. But watch the weather on that one. Walker Buehler 10-4 at home against the San Francisco Giants. Faced the Giants in at Frisco last time out. 7 innings, 1 earned, 5 Ks for 23.6 points. He has over 20 DK points in 4 straight starts. He has gone at least 6 innings in 4 straight. No, he's gone at least 6 innings in 5, 6, 7, 8 in every start this year. He's gone at least 6 innings. And more importantly, he's gone 7 innings in 3 straight starts. The strikeouts are finally ticking up. He had 5 last time out, but then 7, 8, 8, 10, 9. Buehler has been an electric factor. He is back to being the ace we came to expect with Walker Buehler. And the Giants' offense is a good one. Don't get me wrong. Posey will be back in the lineup, but they are striking out almost 28% of the time versus right-handed pitching. That's in the whole season. Let's go to the month of May, like we've been doing. I wish they would just do that so I didn't have to remember to do it every time. But the Giants striking out 27% of the time versus right-handed pitching. They do have some pop. They've been a decent offense, so we know that going into. But Walker Buehler, ace status, does ace status things more often than not. This isn't Austin Gomber versus the Giants. This is Walker Buehler. So Buehler at 10-4 is a great pivot off of Garrett Cole. Part of me hopes the Yankees game does not get rained out, so you get a lower-owned Walker Buehler, as most people go to Cole for good reasons. But if the Yankees game gets rained out, Walker Buehler becomes very, very, very popular on this slate. So I love Buehler at 10-4. I think he's a great play. Just watch and see the ownership on that one. Ian Anderson, $9,700, another one to watch the ownership on and watch the rain, because there's 90% chances of rain in New York between the Braves and the Mets. So I'm not going to go super deep into this because I don't think this game plays, but we know you can target the Mets over and over again. Ian Anderson would be a phenomenal play at 9,700. Yeah, I just don't see it happening with the weather. Now it gets fun. You got Martin Perez at $8,700 at home against the Miami Marlins. Martin Perez has basically 14 or more points in 5 straight starts. He has 20 or more in 3 of 5 starts. He's got at least 5 innings in all 5 starts, 6 in back-to-back starts, 5 or more Ks in 4 of 5 starts. He's been much, much better, and a lot of it is the pitch mix change that he's made on the mound. Guys like Michael Simeone and others have talked about it on Twitter quite a bit and broke it all down, and he's going much more, I believe, to the slider now, which has helped him out a ton. We saw this in Minnesota at times with Martin Perez, and it's a great matchup for him against a beat-up Miami Marlins team. No Garrett Cooper, no Brian Anderson. It just gets weaker and weaker for the Miami Marlins, a team striking out in the month of May 32.4% of the time versus left-handed pitching, with a 199 batting average, a 140 ISO, and a 66. I did not stutter. 66 WRC plus. So when you're looking at Martin Perez, he is in a phenomenal spot at $8,700 in this matchup. It's really hard not to play him in this one. So get your Martin Perez on at $8,700 versus the Miami Marlins. And watch the weather as there's rain coming later in the night. So hopefully he gets his 6 innings in. Red Sox have a leave, and it counts as a real game. So Martin Perez, 87, very, very much in play. My favorite play, price per dollar on this slate, kind of like the Chris Bassett of Thursday night, and we have to hope the rain stays away because there's 50% chance of rain in Cleveland, is Hyun-Jin Ryu at $8,400 against the Cleveland Indians. Ryu, 6 or more innings in 3 straight starts. He's been outstanding this season. He has 19 or more points in 3 straight starts, 15 or more in 5 straight starts. He's been very, very good. 6 or more Ks in 4 straight starts, 7 in back-to-back starts. And most importantly, a Cleveland offense that is just dreadful, striking out over 25% of the time versus lefties, 229 average, 149 ISO, 84 WRC plus. If you want to do a Martin Perez, Hyun-Jin Ryu combo, you can save money and have 2 pitchers in phenomenal spots. Just watch the weather. That's the only thing that's a real bugaboo here in these games. But I think Ryu is one of my favorite plays tonight. I will target the Indians all day long. I think Ryu goes 6+, hopefully 7. 2 or fewer runs, gets us 7 or more Ks, and puts in a just absolute dandy of an outing. Hopefully picks up the W as Toronto's in a great spot to score a ton of runs in that game. So Ryu at 84, huge fan on that one. Things happen. Maybe he doesn't come through, but I'll take my chances in that situation. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani at 7,800 at Oakland. Hopefully the bus gets there on time. Just throwing it out there. Just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Anaheim's played in Oakland hundreds of times. They know the route from the hotel to the stadium. They know the traffic. This is ridiculous. But Ohtani, same thing as yesterday, $7,800. Great tournament play. Do not play him in cash. That simple. Johan Oviedo, $7,300 at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Oviedo only went 2 innings his last time out, but we saw some good starts from him early on. He's GPP only, but it is the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that has struggled tremendously, striking out 24% of the time versus right-handed pitching. Their offense is scuffling big time. So if you want to go Oviedo at 73, you can. Just know there's risk that he might not go that deep into the game, but he is in play at 73. Other values, if the Yankees-Detroit game plays, I think Casey Mize is a phenomenal tournament play at $6,700 against the New York Yankees. It stinks because Garrett Cole's opposite him, so that's a downside, but Mize has gone 3 straight of 6 innings or more, 2 earned runs or less in all 4 of those games. So he's been outstanding in that aspect. The walks, only 1 walk last time. He's got 6 or more Ks in back-to-back starts, 21 and 29.7 points respectively in the last 2 starts. He has 18 or more in 3 straight starts. He's been very, very good. He's been limiting the walks a little bit, getting the strikeouts, which is huge for him. And a lot of it's been a pitch mix change for him as well. Now, it is the Yankees, a very good offense, but an offense that's scuffling, striking out over 26% of the time in the month of May, hitting 252 with a 148 ISO and a 111 WRC plus. So obviously they can make some noise. Wind blowing out heavy to right. It's all about the rain in this situation. But if you're looking at a tournament punt play, you can get a Casey Mize and be very, very intriguing in that scenario. The other punt play I like in this one is Randy Dobnak at 58 at home against the Kansas City Royals. Dobnak got called up. He was pitching great in AAA. He had high hopes coming out of spring. He went 6 shutout, 3 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks against Cleveland for $24.5 his last time out at $4,000. We can go right back to him here against Kansas City, a team striking out over 23% of the time in the month of May with an 82 WRC plus. So Dobnak at 58, very much in play as a punt play as well. So recapping your pitching on this slate, you got Garrett Cole with a bullet at 11-2 if the rain allows that to happen. Walker Buehler at 10-4 is a phenomenal play against the Giants. The Giants offense I like a lot, but Buehler is locked in. Ian Anderson would be great, but that game is going to get rained out. So Cole and Buehler up top. Cole's the preferred play. Buehler a phenomenal pivot off of Garrett Cole. In the 8K range, Martin Perez against Miami is really, really solid at $8,700, and I love Hyun-Jin Ryu at 84. You got Shohei Ohtani in tournaments at 78. Casey Mize at 67 is a great punt, and so is Randy Dobnak at 58. So some really good spots to go on this slate. Let's talk about the hitting on this slate. Catcher's position. German Mercedes went deep on Thursday. The boys, the White Sox, get one Matt Harvey. Just watch the weather there because it looks like 70% chance of rain in that one. So that's going to be tough, but Mercedes would be a good play if the game plays. So would Grandal at 46 if you want a little cheaper White Sox exposure. But you can save some cash. Mitch Garver at 43 versus Buick. Minnesota could be very live versus the Bubes. So keep him on your radar. Same with Yan Gomes against Brett Anderson. I like some Nats bats against Brett Anderson. Again, 70% chances of rain there. So tread with caution. Cheaper options like Yadi Molina had a decent game on Thursday, he's 39 versus Mad Bum. If you think Mad Bum struggles some, not a bad price point. Danny Jansen in a tournament only. He's not a cash game play, but tournament only at 34. He's in play versus Morgan. Toronto's he's probably my favorite stack of the night. So should be a popular stack, though, but probably my favorite stack of the night in that scenario. Otherwise, if Willian Astudillo's playing, I thought he was still banged up, but if he's playing, he's only $3K. Not a bad price tag there against Bubic in his matchup. Victor Caratini probably gets to start at 27 versus Framber Valdez. I'm not looking to do that, but I don't think Framber goes deep in that game. So something to keep in mind there. And otherwise, check lineups. Like maybe you get a cheap Martin Maldonado at 26, stuff along those lines as well. First base position now gets fun. Vladito at 6,200 versus Morgan. Eli Morgan of Cleveland. Vladito's a great play. Expensive as hell, but a great play. So no sugarcoating that. You got Abreu if you're stacking Chicago. No problem there. But cheaper down the list here, like Matt Olson versus Ohtani tournaments, all for it. Tournament only, though. A few others. Ryan Zimmerman, if you're playing Washington, right-handed bat versus Anderson at 43 is a good play. Miguel Sano at 42, I absolutely love. He's first base, third base eligible versus Bubic. Sano went deep again on Thursday. He is just crushing baseballs over the last 10 games, averaging almost 13 points per game with 6 home runs, 3 doubles, 1.163 OPS over that stretch. So Sano at 42 is a really good value, especially in tournaments against Bubic. Kirilloff if you're stacking up there. But Bumgarner has been owned by Goldschmidt. Goldie's only 3,900 versus Mad Bum. Goldie's career numbers are just ridiculous against Mad Bum. So you can look that around at 3,900 if you so choose. A few others down here, like Nate Lowe at 34 if you're stacking Texas, sure, but I'm not running to do that type thing. Pavin Smith at 33. If you want to fade Oviedo, I get it. It's a value you can take a look at. Same with Mike Ford if you're stacking New York at 32. Not must plays by any means. You're pretty much paying up at the position for the most part, unless you're getting really wild with like a Rowdy Tellez at 29, which I don't hate if you're stacking Toronto and you want some value. Danny Santana's only 28 versus Poteet. I think that's a great value. First base outfield eligible. Just make sure you know the weather thing there. But Danny Santana's been playing very well since joining the Red Sox, getting some regular playing time. He's first base outfield eligible at $2,800 against Poteet. That's a good look if you're looking for a value play at the position. You got Andrew Vaughn at 25. We prefer Vaughn versus lefties, but it is Matt Harvey of all people. So Vaughn at 25 is a live play for you as well. Second base position, like I saw Tuve, but Simeon at 53 went deep in game one. I believe it was game one on Thursday. I just love Simeon, period. If you listen to the show enough, he's a cash game play. He's a staple in a Toronto stack for me, time and time again. Max Munsey went deep on Thursday at 51. I like DeSclafani this year, but he's been showing signs of reverting back to the old Disco of late, and he got crushed by the Dodgers his last time out. I think Munsey went deep on Thursday. He's 51. He's in play for his first base, second base eligible. Tommy Edman, sure, at 48. Whit Merrifield at 48. I'd just rather get up to Munsey at 51 if you're going to pay up that much at the position. Nick Solak at 44 is a decent value for Sheffield if you want to go that route. Josh Harrison against Anderson on the right-handed bat in Washington for 39. Good value there. If you're stacking Boston, you can go Kiki Hernandez at 39. Not a must play, but a decent piece of a stack. Josh Rojas at 36, a nice value. He's cheaper than he should be against Oviedo. And then the Cardinals bullpen's been good, but Josh Rojas playing some really good ball of late. He's 3,600, second base outfield eligible. Pretty good value, almost cash game valuable in that scenario. Nick Madrigal at 33, I love it. I prefer we hit the top of the order, hit towards the top of the order against lefties, usually to the bottom of the order versus righties. Hit versus the top of the order on Thursday. He'll probably be at the bottom. He's $3,300, really good cashing play. He'd be involved in stacks as well if he was hitting towards the top of the order. Wait and see what the good old TLR does in this one besides screw it all up. If you're stacking against Sean Manaea, which is always something I love to do, Jose Rojas is a value at second base outfield eligible at 3,200. Tournaments only with Rojas. No cash game plays. A few others for you. Ty France, if you're stacking Seattle versus Lyles, I could see it. He's just been scuffling, especially with returning from the IL. And not a whole lot else at the position. Like if Luis Garcia cracks the lineup for the Nats, we used him a lot last year. He's 2,100, but I doubt he does versus the lefty on the mound. Third base position in this one here, you got Machado still day-to-day, but he'll probably get to start with the DH in play. So he's 56 if you need to go there. But Arenado, great track record versus Bumgarner. He's 5,400. He had a nice game on Thursday, so you can go that route. Yohan Moncada at 52 if you're stacking up Chicago versus Harvey. Definitely in play there. Johnny VR, too bad that game's going to get rained out. Edwardo Escobar at 47. Again, like the more and more I think about an Arizona stack versus Oviedo starting to get a little more attractive, but it's crazy that Escobar is 47 and you got Rafael Devers at 46. Like, you just play Devers over Escobar. Devers hitting 308 over his last 10 games, averaging almost 14 points per game, 5 homers, 4 doubles over his last 10 games. Put up a 25 spot on Thursday. Like, you just play Rafael Devers. I mean, on Wednesday, you put up 25. So Devers at 46 is a phenomenal misprice by DK. Gio Urshela at 44, but Kyle Seager at 44 is a nice value versus Lyles in a tournament. Love Miguel Sano still at 42. Really, really good price tag there for Sano. Josh Donaldson, rather quiet season, but at 4K versus Bubick in a stack, sure. I'd rather have Sano at third base if I'm picking a third baseman for Minnesota, but Donaldson's there if you need to. Longo's hitting everything. I just don't want to play him versus Buehler. That's a tough sell right there. Harold Castro swinging it well, but it's Cole. Really not looking to do that either. So some tough value at the third base position. Maybe Vossler, but he's 22 against Buehler. Not looking to fade Buehler. That's the problem we're at right now. Shortstop position, Trey Turner at 6K. The Padres ran wild on Milwaukee over this past week. Look for Trey Turner to have a big stolen base weekend. So remember that on Saturdays and Sundays when I'm not recording for you. Steals versus the Milwaukee Brewers. So Trey Turner at 6K. Definitely in play. You can go to Tatis. Bichette homered in both games on Thursday. I love him at 5,700 versus Morgan. Toronto, my favorite stack. Pretty simple. Bogarts at 53 is a nice value compared to the price differentials up top, so you can get some Bogues as well. Like Bogarts, and for once with Devers isn't that expensive because Devers is so cheap tonight, which is crazy. So those guys are nice up top. You got Torres and Urshela. If you're fading Casey Mize, that's fine. Mize has just been good lately, but if you want to fade him, I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Shortstop's top heavy. You can go for Freddie Gallo, switch hitting at 34 versus Keuchel. Keuchel just limits the damage. I'd rather go Willie Adames at 3,200. He went deep on Thursday. Loves hitting lefties. Gets Lester. Just watch the rain, but Adames at 32 is a really good value versus John Lester, a guy I like that play quite a bit, actually. Other than that, you could go Nick Ahmed if you want. I love Adalberto Mondesi at 28. If you're not using Dobnak or you just want to punt the position, Adalberto Mondesi at $2,800, a great price point in GPPs against the one and only Randy Uber driving Dobnak. Outfield on a 12-game slate will be uber loaded. You got Aaron Judge went deep on game 2 on Thursday, so he's not bad. You got Soto, who's going to really get going one of these days. You got to have faith in that. Betts had a big triple on Thursday. He's 5,500. Mark Kahn is doing his thing. You got Schwarber's doing his thing. But Haniger at 49 versus Lyles has some nice upside. Few others as you scroll down. There's a lot of injured players. It's freaking crazy. But some are coming back soon. Like over the weekend, we should get Starling Marte back against Perez, so that could be interesting. But Teoscar Hernandez only 46. Love that price point against Morgan. Ketel Marte at 44. If you're stacking Arizona, that could be a nice play versus Oviedo. Grichuk at 42. Another nice Toronto play versus Morgan. Cedric Mullins, not bad versus Keuchel. It's not running to play it, but I love me some Ced. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is only 3,900. He is on fire right now, so keep him in mind. Kyle Tucker at 38. Lamette's going to start. Then you get some Padres bullpen, so that could be an intriguing look as well. You got Kalinick at 37 versus Lyles. That's a very nice price tag. Mentioned Rojas at 36 versus Oviedo. Tommy Pham still 3,500, continuing to get the job done. Adolis Garcia is only 3,500, continuing to get the job done. So you can look at both of those. If you want to fade Dobnak, Benintendi's 34. He went deep, I believe it was on Wednesday. Yeah, went deep on Wednesday. You can go there. He's just been very inconsistent, but he's super cheap if you're stacking Kansas City. I'd rather not use Benny as a one-off, but if you're stacking, good value play. Kyle Lewis slowly hitting the ball, hitting 265 over his last 10. Only one home run, but averaging 7 points per game. Starting to get it going. He's $3,400 versus Lyles. Could be a nice value play in a tournament with Kyle Lewis. Garlic, if he plays for Minnesota, he's only 33 versus Bubick. He usually plays versus lefties. So someone to keep in mind for you. I mentioned Jose Rojas at 32 versus Benaya. If you want to go there, Avisel Garcia is only 31 versus a lefty. Kane's 31. I prefer Avi over Kane, but both nice values versus Lester. Anthony Santander switch hits versus Keuchel. He's 3,000. Tyler O'Neill went deep on Thursday. He's 3K versus Bumgarner if you're feeling frisky on that one. Brett Gardner's only 3K versus Mize, probably hitting towards the top of the order there. So he's an intriguing option. Alex Dickerson's 29. It's not looking to fade Buehler, though. Mentioned Danny Santana at 28. It's a really good value in that matchup. A few others as we kind of slide on down because there's going to be tons of like Will Myers, only 27. Eventually, you would imagine he starts to wake up. Andrew Vaughn, 25 is really cheap. Michael Taylor's only 26 if you're stacking Kansas City. That's a free square. Only in a stack, though. Like, he's a free square because of his price. Rob Refsnyder's been swinging it really, really good. I've talked about him a few times on the shows recently. But he's 2,400 versus Bubick. You can have fun with that price. Like, that's one of the better values as well. Like, Refsnyder, Santana, those are some of the better values on this slate for sure in their scenario. I think that's going to be about it unless something else comes out in lineups that stands out because there can be all kinds on a 12-game slate. You really never know where it's all going to go. Recapping the pitching on this slate, Garrett Cole at 11-2 is phenomenal. Watch the weather. That's all I can say. He's a great play. Owned Detroit before. Should own Detroit. On paper, 9.5 out of 10 times he's going to just cruise through Detroit. So you just roll that one out at 11-2. I think Buehler's phenomenal pivoting at 10-4. Giants offense I respect the crap out of. Very, very good. But Buehler has been great. He's gone 6 or more in every start. Gone 7 of late. The strikeouts are there. He looks like the ace Buehler you expect. 10-4. Really good price tag there. I would love Ian Anderson, but 90% chance to rain in Queens. I don't think that game plays. Martin Perez versus Miami. Miami, one of the worst teams in all of May against lefties, striking almost 33% of the time. Great play for Martin Perez at 87. Hyun-Jin Ryu is one of my favorite price per dollar plays pitching-wise on the entire slate at 84 versus Cleveland. Just keep targeting Cleveland. Ryu does not get priced properly at all, ever. Shohei Ohtani, very good tournament play. Do not play in cash. And then your punt plays, if the weather's fine in Detroit, I think Casey Mize fading the Yankees is a super intriguing GPP play. He's been great of late. Pitch mix has changed. Strikeouts have improved. And the Yankees offense just as a whole has sputtered. The wind is blowing out to right field in that game pretty heavily. But keep an eye on Casey Mize at 67. And then Randy Dobnak against Kansas City at 58 is a nice punt as well. If we're stacking, I don't mind stacking Washington versus Anderson. Not a bad play there. Again, I've said it a million times, watch weather in all these games. Boston versus Miami is very, very nice. The fact Devers only 4,600 is pretty ridiculous. So I like that a lot. Toronto is my favorite stack against Cleveland. Just stack them up all day, every day. Big fan of that. Love Chicago White Sox versus Matt Harvey. Again, watch the weather there. But White Sox against Harvey, very much in play. Minnesota versus Bubick is outstanding. Arizona is growing on me versus Oviedo. If you want to go St. Louis for Bumgarner, you can. But Arizona versus Oviedo is becoming very, very attractive. Mentioned it on Thursday. If you want to go to Oakwood Contrarian stack versus Ohtani, I get it. It's definitely a viable tournament strategy because you don't know how deep he's going to go or what the situation with Ohtani is. And then Dodgers versus DeSclafani is an outstanding stack. And you can always stack Texas, Seattle against the opponent's crappy pitching as well. But Dodgers is very, very strong. You look at Toronto's my favorite. And then you can mix and match the rest of the ones I mentioned. Lots of ways to go on a 12-game slate, especially with the kind of iffy pitching and the weather. Half the games, 6 of the 12 games, have nasty weather, 50% or more chances of rain pretty much. So watch your weather stuff. Enjoy the chats. Enjoy the Fantasy Degens Slack chat. We'll talk about all the good stuff there. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at BDintric. If you want to get in the Slack chat, just message me. We'll get you in there. It is free. Check out my written content at rotoballer.com. Doing work Monday through Friday. I have Friday off, though, because I have some other engagements to take care of. So Thunder Dan is going to take care of me and the values article on Friday. So check that out. If you'd like to become a premium member at RotoBaller, use promo code Bubba to get an extra discount. It's $69.99 for the rest of the MLB season. That gets you DFS and season long, all the premium content. Use promo code Bubba to get you an even bigger discount there. If you give a rate and review on iTunes of the podcast, I'd really, really appreciate it. Help me out a ton. Check out Bench with Bubba for your season-long fantasy insight. Got recorded an episode on Thursday, 2 episodes a week, so go check that out. Otherwise, good luck on your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, holiday weekend. I'll be back with you guys on Monday for your Memorial Day slate breakdown. But have a good weekend, everybody. And this was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, May 28th edition. I'm out.